Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to everyone. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend, right? We're just a couple minutes away from the weekend officially. Like, I'm calling it minutes because I can do that math. Y'all, I'm getting messages. People are saying, are we having a live today? Okay, calm down. It's only 3 minutes after 1. Calm down. Calm down. Goodness. Y'all, I know you're excited because I'm excited, but give a girl a second. I'm just running a little bit behind, but only 3 minutes. I mean, I'm just saying. I love the enthusiasm. I'm not complaining. But yeah, we're having a live. I was this much late. It's all right. It's all right. We're all here. Oh, goodness. Karen says, Sara? Question mark. It's me. Were you expecting someone else? No, I really am. I was running behind about 3 minutes. So I apologize for that. The links just now got put up and I didn't even curl my hair. So you're getting flat hair, Sara, today, which I'm not even mad about because at least I'm here and having clothes. Can we all just round of applause for that? That's a feat in itself sometimes, right? I mean, sometimes getting out of bed and putting your clothes on is like, I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. And all of you that I am giving a hard time to for asking me why I'm late or we having a lot, I'm just playing. Because I'm usually not late. So, you know, I understand. All right, so let's talk. It's Feel Good Friday. I love Feel Good Friday. For those of you who are new to Feel Good Fridays, you guys, Feel Good Fridays are all about instant gratification, easy to create jewelry. I don't like to bog you down with tons of technique. I like to send you into your weekend feeling inspired, and perhaps so inspired that you'll go over to the Etsy shop and purchase one of these kits, because everything that you see in the show on Feel Good Fridays are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. So, yeah, I got a lot of really fun things to show you guys today and a restock of something that you guys just went crazy over. So I'm super excited to show that to you as well. Let's see, a couple of other housekeeping things that I want to mention. First and foremost, the Hardwired group is open for enrollment right now. So if you are looking to be a part of the Hardwired group, that is my paid Facebook group. That is the one where we do projects that are a little bit harder than the ones that we do here, but not by any, like, they're not super intense projects. Okay. I don't want to scare anybody off with that. Please understand that we just have a little bit more time. The lives are a little bit longer sometimes, and we really get down to the nitty gritty of technique. And we have a great little group. So if you are looking to be a part of that and you want to know more about that, please go to the Hardwired group and ask to be a part of that group. And when you click to be a part of that group, make sure that you answer all of the questions, because if you don't answer the questions, we don't know where to send your information to, right? Super important. So you need to be sure that you're doing that. Let's see, what did we make in Hardwired this week? This week we made, let me show you. So it started out as a bracelet, and by the end of the project on Tuesday afternoon, we had turned it into these fabulous earrings. Look at these. I know they're big and huge, but you guys know how I am. And you have to keep in mind, originally this was a bracelet, but you know, because I'm crazy, that's what we did at the end of the project. We turned them into earrings. So come hang out with us. It's open for enrollment only once a month. So now's your opportunity. Okay. Kathy's in the house. She said, if anybody has questions about Hardwired, to feel free to ask her. She is the gatekeeper. She really is. And she's kind of my brain a lot too. So we love Kathy. We also love Nicole and Colleen. Oh, I have the best team ever. One other thing I need to tell you guys, and now I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Something that'll make a lot of you very, very happy. Let's see. So I just want to let everybody know that my shipping prices have gone back to holiday shipping prices. You guys know that everybody in the entire world upped their shipping costs around the holidays so that we could keep up with USPS and FedEx and everybody, all the shipping, all the big shippers, right? So I have lowered those prices back down to just regular everyday shipping prices. And I've also lowered the price when you do more than one item. To reflect that as well. So shipping prices have come down. I don't know how long that'll last because I got to watch. You know, we always, as shop owners, we always kind of have to watch how shipping prices fluctuate. How shipping prices fluctuate. And yeah, so for the moment, shipping prices are back down again. And I'm kind of excited about it because I know that that gives you guys a little bit of a break, right? Any way that I can help you. I feel Nicole laughing. I can physically feel her laughing at me. I can't hear it. I can't see it, but I can feel it. Okay. Wanda said, "You wash your mouth out right now, young lady." It really was that was a slip. Like, for real. I'm just glad this wasn't like live TV. Add that to the blooper reel, y'all. Oh man. All right, so before we get started, I gotta tell you about the maker mixes as well. You guys are too funny. Oh gosh, I'm glad we're laughing. Janine says, "I'm telling." I'm telling. The FCC is going to come after me. So maker mixes, guys. I do have a maker mix this week. Can't wait to show it to you. For those of you who have never had an experience with an experience, like this is some sort of, like, I don't know. If you've never used a maker mix before, don't know what maker mixes are, it's a little beady mix of goodness that I put together for everybody. I usually do one a week, and then you buy them, create a piece of jewelry, and you are automatically entered to draw a prize pack of goody beady wonderfulness. Okay. Before things just get even more out of hand, I'm gonna turn y'all around. Oh man. Oh gee. All right. Okay. The first thing we've got today is a restock. Okay. So last week we did these really cool easy knotter bracelets in purple, blue, pink, and green. They're almost gone. I think there are 2 pink ones and 1 green one left. And since you guys loved them so much, I restocked them in the teal. And actually, Colleen is the one who put these kits together. So everybody tell Colleen, thank you for doing that. She counted out all the beads and did all the measuring. I put this one together last night. It's a little shorter than what yours will be, just because I left out a whole little grouping of the beads, and I was in a hurry. I also did not glue my knot back together. But if you're interested to see how to put these together, you just want to go back to the Feel Good Friday show from last week to see how to put this together. It's really just super, super easy. And I feel like this is a really beautiful one. These beads are some of my very favorite beads in the entire world right now. This color is giving me all the life. So yeah, if you're interested in those, it's restocked. It's under the same listing. It's just a pull down menu. I think I changed the picture to this one so that nobody will miss it. There's a green one, 2 pink ones left, and then a whole little selection of these teal colored ones. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move this over out of the way, and we're going to get started with our maker mix. So our maker mix, guys, I'm obsessed with this maker mix. This one is one of my all-time favorites, and I built it around this moon and sun pendant. So it's all types of beautiful deep cobalt blues. There's blue goldstone and then some yellows in here. And check out these drops. The drops have that AB. Look at those. I almost loved them too much to put them in. Like I want to share the goodness, but also I love those. So the color here, the color palette is black, yellow, like a beautiful bright dandelion yellow, and cobalt blue, and the blue goldstone. There are several blue goldstone beads. The rest of it is a lot of amazing check glass. It's just a really, really beautiful little maker mix. I hope it inspires you. So yeah, grab this one up, put yourself together a fun little creation. You can add your own beads and your own stuff to it, and then post it so that we can enter your name into our drawing for a bag of goodies. All right, so moving this out of the way, and let's get started. So I've got a lot of fun things for you guys. I don't even know where to start. I think I'm going to start with our stringing project, because I think this is probably the easiest, or the second easiest project in the entire show today. So everything's easy, but this is exceptionally easy. So I've got these really cool gemstone bracelets. They're half gemstones, half suede. And I've got this one that is in that Picasso jasper. Just noticed I had a cut on my finger. I apologize to everybody for that. I'm sorry, Dalmatian, not Picasso, Dalmatian jasper. So it comes in two different choices. You've got the Dalmatian jasper, and then I have it also in Norwegian labradorite, and that's what we're going to put together right now. So this is the Norwegian labradorite. And guys, you guys know, like, when it comes to gemstones, like, I'm not Sam. I can't offer you like the most top of the line amazing gemstones in the entire world, just because I can't afford to make kits out of them, because it would cost me an absolute fortune. But I do like to share the gemstones that I do have and that I am able to get my hands on. And these really are beautiful. I mean, is it the most sparkly labradorite I've ever seen? Absolutely not. But it is a really beautiful bead. And it does have a flash to it, but under this light, you're just not seeing it. Well, maybe you can see a little bit of it, but all right. So we're going to put this together. So there are the gemstones. There are some spacer seed beads included. And then we have our hardware to put this together. So again, super easy. It's a half and half asymmetrical style bracelet. Okay. So I'm going to get started here. I'm going to take my bead stringing wire. So we're going to do the bead stringing wire section first. We're going to thread on a crimp tube and a wire guardian. Okay. We're going to take the bead stringing wire back down through the wire guardian and then down through our crimp tube. We want to make sure that the bead stringing wire is not crossing within that crimp tube. You want those wires to be running parallel inside there, so that when you bring in your crimper tool and you crimp, the tooth on the back notch of that crimper tool is going to further separate out the bead stringing wire within the crimp. Okay, so give that a squeeze, and you can see it separates the wires out even more inside that crimp. You're going to take that crimp and you're going to place it sideways in the front notch, and you're going to give it a squeeze, and that is just going to tidy up the crimp and make it a lot smaller and less noticeable. Okay, I'm going to come in with my cutter and trim off the excess wire. I like to trim as close as possible to my crimp. Now you can put a crimp cover over this if you want to. They aren't included in the kit, but if you like to put a cover over it, you absolutely can. All right, so we're going to thread on our gemstones, and we're going to alternate with these silver lined seed beads. Okay, so we're just going to thread these up real quick. It's an easy project, but the results are so fun and pretty, and just, I really love to add leather, or fake leather in this case, to as many things as possible. And I've got lots of cord designs today. So if you like leather pieces and cord designs, I've got you covered. The next project I'm going to show you after this is a pair of earrings that Colleen happened to mention, and so did Kathy, and it just didn't register in my brain at the time, that the earrings match really, really well to either one of the bracelets, whether it's the Dalmatian jasper or the labradorite. So Wanda's ears perk up. Did someone say leather? Why, yes. Yes, I did. There is a plethora of leather in today's show. Plethora, I tell you, a plethora. All right, so you can see what those labradorite beads look stringed up, or how they look stringed up with those seed beads in between there. So I didn't go with a color seed bead. I wanted to just keep it as neutral as possible so that the seed beads kind of disappear right into the design, and you really just get the full effect of those beautiful gemstones, but I still needed to space them out. All right, so now we're going to crimp the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Now remember, this isn't a full bracelet. This is just half. That's why this strand is so short, because the beads are only half of the bracelet. So we're threading on a crimp tube. We're threading on a wire guardian. Okay, we're going to take that wire, the bead stringing wire, back down through our crimp. You can go down through a bead or two if you want to. Sometimes it kind of helps to go down through a bead or two so that when you're pulling your wire, you're not trying to pull it up here at the crimp. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It really just kind of depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Today I am. So now I'm going to bring in my crimper tool, and we're going to crimp and then put it in the front notch side to side and give it a squeeze. Okay, we're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off that little piece of bead stringing wire that was sticking out. And we're going to go ahead and attach this to our connector that goes in the center, which is this really cool kind of sunburst connector. And it already has the jump rings on it. So I'm just going to open one of those jump rings and attach it to one of our wire guardians. Then I'm going to go ahead and come all the way down here to the other end, and I'm going to go ahead and attach our clasp. So we're really finishing one whole side first before we do the other side. And you don't have to do it this way when you get the kit. You can put it together in whatever order you want to. It doesn't matter, but just for speed, there's one whole half of our bracelet. Now we're going to do the suede part of this. Okay, so we're going to take our piece of suede, and we're going to take one of our jump rings, and we're going to thread the jump ring onto the suede, and we're going to find the middle. So I'm going to bring the two ends together, okay, and let that jump ring fall right down to the middle. And before I do anything else, I'm going to attach the cord end to this. So I've got my two ends of the faux suede lace stacked up, and I'm going to place them into our cord end piece, okay? And the cord end piece is a fold over. And so I'm going to just kind of hold it down. I'm holding the cord down because it's double thickness, right? I'm holding it down with my pliers to kind of push it down. And then I'm going to push down one side of the cord connector, just like that, right? So I've folded over one side, and now I'm going to fold over the other side. And I just use my pliers to do that. You can add a little bit of glue to this if you want to, but I find that these connectors are really sturdy. So you see, you just folded it over and your ends are secure on one end. This is going to be the end where our jump ring for our clasp goes. Let's go ahead and do that. And then the last part of this is going to be doing a little bit of wire wrapping and then connecting it to our little focal here. So I just have added my jump ring to the end. So that's already ready. Now I'm going to take a little piece of wire, and you can see how I've just kind of bundled around. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can leave it open. It's kind of cool. Totally up to you. My jump ring came off. That's okay. I didn't get a good closure on that jump ring. I'll have to fix that again here in a second. All right. So I'm just going to take my piece of wire here. Okay. And again, you don't have to do this part. You can even tie a knot here if you want to, but I'm going to use the wire to bundle this. So I'm just going to lay the wire across the top of both pieces. And then I'm just going to do a little wrap of wire. And it doesn't even have to be perfect or pretty. You can make this a messy wraparound of wire if you want to, just kind of bundle it. It's totally up to you. You can make this however you want it to be. All right. So just wrapping around as many times as you want. Okay. And then you can either just trim off your ends, or you can secure them by tucking them in. I'm going to secure mine by tucking mine in. So let me show you. Before I cut it off short, I take one end of the wire and I try to stick it underneath the wraps Sometimes it's a little tricky, particularly if I've wrapped really tightly. And then you can see that little piece that's sticking out. I'm going to pull that with my pliers. Okay. So now I've tucked in, I still have the other end, but I've tucked in that one end. I'm going to come in and trim it off. Now I don't have to worry that that end is exposed. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other end. This one I'm going to go up instead of down. And you can trim it off and make it a little bit shorter if it's too long to work with. But I just kind of wiggle it around with my pliers. You guys know this group loves to wiggle. Just wiggle it around with my pliers and stick it underneath all those wire wraps. So you can see the tip of that wire sticking out right there. I'm going to grab it with my pliers and then pull. Right. So now I'm pulling up the other direction. And again, going to come in with my cutter and trim that off so that is nice and clean, right? So it's clean on the front and it's clean on the back. Okay. All right, that's it. The only thing left to do is just to attach this to our bracelet. Our words are hard today. Apparently, I started out pretty risque accidentally. Just make sure you get good closures on your jump rings. Okay. And then this one too, because this one didn't get closed very well. Okay. And that's it. Now, what's really cool about this is that after you put the entire thing together, now you can further personalize this by adding other things to this side. So the side of the bracelet, that's the suede, you can add charms. So you just like make up some little beaded charms if you want to, or pre-made charms, and add them on jump rings and thread those on the suede side of the bracelet. And you've got yourself a little charm bracelet, but it also has your gemstones. And that just makes it kind of cool and personalizes it a little bit more. But overall, I think it's a cool bracelet, even without anything extra. It's just kind of cool, lightweight. It's got that kind of rustic, kind of boho vibe going on because of the faux suede lace, but then you do have the beauty of your gemstone beads. So yeah, super, super cute. Yes. And Wanda says they stack really well. They do. So now I'm going to show you the earrings because they were unintentionally, they unintentionally match. So, I mean, they don't match perfectly, but they do go together. So check out these leather earrings we're about to put together. And you can see they go with the bracelets. How cute is that? All right, so I'm going to move the bracelets. We're going to put the earrings together. Super, super simple design, but so cool. Like, this is my favorite earring style right now. And it can't get any easier than this. I'm just saying. So you've got your little leather pieces, right? You've got your bell bead. You've got a cord end, and you've got your beads. So we've got a head pin here. Okay. And you guys, I totally forgot to mention it. I'm going to mention it now. These beads, these beautiful teal beads, are from our dear, dear friend, Danielle Wicks. Please go check out Danielle's shop and give her some love and support. She's got some amazing beads. She's got some great stuff in her Etsy shop. So definitely go check her out. These flower beads also came from her. So I'm going to thread on a check glass flower. And then I'm going to thread on a bicone. And we're going to do a wrapped loop, and we're going to wrap it directly to our bell bead. And see, the bell bead has that little loop on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do our wrapped loop here. Coming in with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to give this a bend. And now I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to take that wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers. Rotate the pliers so I can take the wire over to the other side to close up our loop. But first, before we do the wire wraps, I need to thread this onto the bell. So I'm going to take the tail end of that wire and I'm going to stick it through the loop. And then I'm just going to wiggle to snap those two together. Okay, so there's no jump ring there. And I'm going to grab with my bent chain nose pliers. And now I'm going to wire wrap in the space between the loop that we made and the top of that bicone. Now be mindful, be careful, because it is a bicone. You don't want to force an extra wrap and risk cracking that bicone. And you certainly don't want to crack the bicone when you come in with your cutter tool to trim off the excess wire. So just be really, really careful. Okay, so coming in with the cutter, trimming that off, and I'm just going to tuck that end in. Okay. All right, so this is ready to go. I do need to straighten up my loop a little bit. Just a little, giving it a little zhuzh, right? That's a technical term. All right, so your leather pieces these are leather cord USA. It's really beautiful black leather. This has been all pre-cut and pre-measured for you, so you don't have to do any of that part. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that bell bead and you're going to thread it onto your leather. And then you're going to take the ends of the leather and you're going to bring those two together. Okay. And both ends are going to fit into one cord end. Okay. And you will have to use glue. I'm not using glue because this is somebody's kit and I don't want to go ahead and do it for them. But both ends of that, you want to put some glue inside there, a little bit of E6000, a little bit of hypo cement, a little bit of super glue. I recommend if you're going to use super glue that you do gel. Totally up to you though. Put that in there and then put both ends of the leather cord inside that and let that glue set up about 12 hours. And that's it. Like these are donezo. All we got to do is just add the ear wire to them and they are so pretty and cool. And you know, I always say leather and cord jewelry for the hot weather, which we are about to start having, believe it or not. We're only a couple weeks away. I know some of you that are sitting in the snow were like, yeah, right. But you know, spring and summer is going to be here before you know it. And cord and leather jewelry is my favorite for warmer weather because it's so easy to wear. It's like lightweight clothing, right? I don't like to be bogged down like with tons and tons of heavy chain in the hot months because it's just, it makes you sweat. But cord jewelry, perfect. So there you go. There are our little leather earrings. Love these, love these. If you love them and you love those bracelets, they make a great little set. It wasn't intentional, but it worked out really, really well. See, you can see they do all kind of go together. So, all right, gonna move these out. We're gonna move on to the next. I'm going to save my favorite for the very end. I love all of the kits today. I'm going to save my favorite for the very end. We're going to go on to another super easy to put together one that also includes lots of leather. I am like checking all the boxes for Wanda today because she is all about the leather. All right, so this one, the main length of this is some more of that beautiful supple leather cord USA leather. When you get this in your kit and you feel it, you'll know why leather cord USA leather is the absolute best that there is. I'm just saying. There is nothing that feels like this. Nothing. There's a lot of leather in the world, but when it comes to leather cord US leather cord USA has it down pat. Okay, so this necklace has a very beautiful center and then the rest of it is just cord. Okay, so let me show you how this is going to work up. So we've got a chain section here. Mine already has the jump rings on it to mark where our little beady goodness is going to go. I'm just going to lay it out for you like this so we can kind of walk through it. Okay, we have this awesome pendant. You guys have seen these before. We've used them in other designs. I have them in copper and in silver. And from that, we're going to hang one of these faceted teardrop beads. Okay. And then on either side of that are just two without anything. Okay. There's a toggle clasp that goes in the front and a leather cord connector. And that's pretty much it. Like it goes together, super simple, instant gratification jewelry, but man, so cool. Sadie says, is it just me or are you super close today? Am I close? Maybe I am. I don't know. Are you mad about it? Sadie, how does it make you feel, my dear? I love you, Sadie. All right. So This one's already wire wrapped, so we don't have to worry about it. We're just going to attach it to our jump ring. Let's do the other two, the wire wrapping for the other two really quickly. And I'm going to thread on one of these beautiful red drops. We're going to wire wrap it directly to our pendant here. So I'm going to start our wrapped loop, grabbing the wire, bending the wire, and we're going to take this away. You can see there's plenty of room for our wrapped loops. So coming in with my round nose pliers, we're going up and over. I'm so close that you can see every atom. Really? Now I'm all nervous because I've had those fake nails on and now my regular fingernails look bad. And now I feel like y'all are just, now you're just judging me in silence. All right, there's our wrap loop. We're going to attach this directly to our pendant. So you're going to take the tail ends of our wire. Oh, I'm sorry, Sadie. She said, I'm not really mad about it, but I feel like I'm on your lap. Oh my goodness. All right. So now I've got the giggles. Excuse me. Albert does not have the giggles though. So I'm going to hold on to that loop. And now I'm going to wire wrap between there. So there's no jump ring here in between these. That's how much I love you, Sadie. I'm sitting in your lap. Like, that's love. Oh, all right. I got to be careful not to laugh too much, because if I laugh too much, then the trolls come after me. It's like, you got to walk a very thin line in the YouTube world. If you laugh too much, people will come after you. Can you believe that? They say things like, it couldn't possibly be that funny. Well, maybe it's not, but I like to laugh. So, all right, there's that. Okay, that one's going to go in the center. And then we're going to wire wrap the other one as well. And again, I've already attached the jump rings to this just to mark out, but I will show you the placement. You can put these however you want to. You know, you don't have to place them out exactly like I do, but I'll give you the rundown anyway. All right, up and over. Okay, doing the wire wrap in between there. I don't have room for 4. Don't want to push it. Okay, I'm going to come in with my cutter tool. Yeah, so I was test driving those nails. Who was it that said something? Who was it? Let's see. Oh, Cindy said she didn't even notice my nails when she used to do nails. They're looking really, really bad right now because they're in that in between after I had nails on. But I was just test driving those nails. I have more. I'm gonna test drive some more. I just didn't have time last night because I'm trying to pack, and nails and packing don't really go together. But I have decided that I can make it work. So just for anybody who cares, this is such a random thing to be sharing. I am going to, after I get moved and settled, I will maintain somewhat of a manicure for you all. Not that you care, but I feel like sometimes, like today, when apparently y'all are sitting on my lap, that, when my nails are looking ratchet, it's a distraction from the rest of the project. So I'm going to go ahead, open up these jump rings and put on all of the little dangles that we've got here. And then I'll tell you what my placement was. So now when I get my nails done and keep a manicure for you, I will go from ratchet to sophistiratchet. I think that's a pretty cool word. And I consider it sophistiratchet only because I can't grow my own fingernails and make them wonderful. So I have to, use fake ones. But I mean, who are we kidding? My eyelashes are also fake. So I'm just sharing all kinds of things. I did, Catherine. I did. I absolutely did. Part of the reason I was late today is because I was on the phone with the mortgage company this morning, getting all my ducks in a row. So, okay, just want to show you what the placement is here for these. So obviously you want to find the center link for your pendant, right, to go in the center. And then counting the large links, it's 1, 2, and then on the third one is this one. And the same thing over here, 1, 2, and then on the third one. That's going to leave you 3 large links on either side. Now, this is also an opportunity to shorten up your necklace if you want to. You can take some of the larger links of this off. Totally up to you, but I did want to make sure that there were extra links involved so that you can really kind of adjust this and customize it how you want it to. I absolutely will, Cindy. I'm going to show you because I will have to take a week off at some point to move. But I'm still going to do a check-in with everybody. And, you know, I mean, I'm not leaving you high and dry. I'll be checking in and all that. So yeah, I'm going to keep you guys abreast of the situation, if you will. Okay. So for the leather part of this necklace, you've got a really long piece of this leather cord. You actually have 2 pieces of it. So let me show you what it is that I like to do. You don't have to do this, but this is what you can do with your leather. So I take it, I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. And I'm going to attach it to one of the large jump rings that's included. I'm going to drop that down to the halfway point. Okay. Now I'm going to take another piece of the leather because, like I said, you've got 2 pieces of leather involved here. This one I've already worked on. That's why it's kind of torn up. Whoever gets this kit will get a new piece of leather. I'm going to take the shorter piece of leather and I'm going to do a barrel knot here. So remember with the bracelet that we just did, we wrapped around with wire. You can do the same thing here. You can tie a knot if you want to, or you can make a barrel knot. And you've got enough leather to do that. So to do that, we take the shorter piece of leather and we're just going to lay it across the top of the 2 pieces of leather here that we have. And you're going to take that and you're going to wrap around. And I like to wrap around my finger if I can, just to make it a little bit easier. But you're going to wrap around about 3 times. Okay. So now we want to take the ends of our cord. I've got one end here and I want to make it go that way. And then I've got this end over here and I want to make it go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that end and I'm going to stick it underneath all 3 of those, right, on that side. Now I'm going to come to where the other end is and I'm going to stick it underneath going the opposite direction. Okay. So that's what you've got, right? And then I'm going to slip my finger out of that. And I'm going to have to, you kind of wiggle everything down. You pull your 2 ends. And you do kind of have to roll this knot with your fingers to tighten it up and to clean it up, just by pulling a little bit on both ends, a little bit on one end and a little bit on the other end, a little on one end, a little on the other. And that's just going to help to kind of cinch it down. Oops, it's going through my loop here. Okay. Now, you can add a little bit of glue to this knot if you want to, but I find that the Leather Cord USA leather is so supple that it really doesn't need it. It really kind of grips onto itself, okay? But if you do feel like you need a little bit of extra security to this, I would take your glue, hypo cement, and I would stick it down inside the knot on either side with that precision tip and let it dry, at least to tacky. Okay. And then you're going to come in with your cutter and you're going to trim off your 2 little leather cord ends as close as you can get them. So there's one. If you don't like to see that bare leather, you can touch the end of that with a permanent marker in black and you won't even see that cut in the leather, but I try to cut as close as I can. Right. And there you go. So that's one end of my cord, right? The other end is still a double because we folded that in half. And I'm going to use another cord end here same as before, but instead of stacking those cords up, I'm actually putting those cords side by side. And you can put glue in here if you want to as well. And we're just going to treat this cord in the same way we did the other, right? Kind of squishing down the two cords and then fold over one side at a time. And it's a little bit tricky with two cords because one of them is going to want to sneak out on you. But they do both fit. You just kind of have to go slow. Okay. And use your pliers to close your cord end over your two pieces of leather on the end. Okay. All right. So now we're going to attach this to our chain. So on one end, I'm going to do our loop. Let's see. And one end, I'm going to do our toggle. So I'm actually going to put the toggle on the other end. It's taking, I'm like, which side do I want this to go? It really doesn't matter. You can do either side. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to attach that to one end of our chain. Okay. So that's just a direct connection there. There's nothing, but now our clasp is going to go over here on the other side. So the clasp is part of the design. And we're going to take our toggle loop and we're going to attach it to the other end of our chain. Okay. And then I'm going to attach the toggle bar to the other end of our leather. And that's it. So this is a cool one because you've got lots of leather, so you can adjust the length all you need to. You can cut off, and if you cut off enough, you have enough to make a bracelet with. It really just kind of depends on, you know, how long you want your necklace to be. I like it particularly this length so that I can double it over, and I'll show you when I put it on the bust. But then your clasp is just right here in the front, and the rest of it is just your black leather cord length. So there you go. Ta-da! It's really, really pretty. I can't wait for you to see it on the bust because it really does look a lot better hanging. And it's hard for y'all to see. I want to lift you up a little bit. How's that? Is that better? I need to tighten up my tripod is some of the problem. I'll start you guys out really close and then you just keep falling down. Okay. Even closer. All right, moving this out of the way. Okay, I've got two more necklaces. The next one is super, super quick and easy too. And then we're going to focus on our very last project of the day. So let's do this one first. This one is an absolute true two-strand double necklace. Okay. I never do a true double strand because I don't know. I just can't use the materials up, but I got to tell you, I did it for this one and I'll probably do it again because the fact is that if you've been checking out fashion, if you've been looking at all the fashion week recaps and watching the videos and keeping up with what jewelry is in style for spring of this year, multi-strands and lots of stacks and layers. Not that that ever goes out of style, but layered jewelry is really, really big this spring, like bigger than it was last year. And so I wanted to be sure that I offer some of those kits to you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to read comments and like keep my train of thought going at the same time. Okay, so the bottom strand of this two-strand design is just a simple piece of chain with a pendant, and we're going to wire wrap a gemstone to it. Okay, and I've got out of your gemstone beads, the largest gemstone that you've got is the one that you're going to use to attach to your pendant. There are two different pendant styles. Make sure you check out those pictures when you go to check out at the shop. Okay, so you pick out the one that you want. I'm going to take a head pin. I'm going to thread on my bead here, and then I'm going to wire wrap it directly to that loop on the bottom. Okay. Now, Coming in with our round nose pliers, up and over. You guys are talking about wellies. My mom has a pair of wellies and I'm so jealous. I want a pair of wellies. We need them around here, as much rain as we get. Okay, so taking the tail end of that wire, I'm sticking it through the bottom loop of the pendant. Okay, and then we're gonna just wire wrap. We need wellies in a boat around here. We've had so much rain over the past 2 days. It's ridiculous. You have to paddle to get anywhere. I'm just sad that it wasn't snow. Okay, so there's my wire wrap. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, trim off the excess wire, and this bottom layer is basically done. So all you would do is, get in there with my cutter. All you would do is just add a jump ring right to the top, and then you're just going to thread this onto your piece of chain. Everybody has the same length of chain. You can trim it to make it shorter if you want to, but it is made specifically to go behind the next layer so that the chain is a bit long. You can trim it up however you want to, but it's a nice long layer. On the ends of your chain, if you want to, you can just go ahead and put 2 jump rings. Don't put a clasp on there yet because we're going to connect all of this together in the back. But that's going to be layer 1. Okay, so that's the first. The second layer that goes on top of this, I know why I'm keeping you guys so close, is because the lighting is off if I back you up too far. The next layer is a layer of those beautiful gemstone beads, right? And I'm kind of obsessed with them. I don't know what they are. I can't remember. But some of them are pink and some of them are blue. And some of them have both. See, this one has the pink and the blue. So I mixed these with some beautiful glass druck beads in between there. And it's just a beaded chain. So you're going to put your beads onto an eye pin and then you're just going to link them together. This one's almost done. We need to add 2 more beads to it to save time. I left it like it was. Okay. So we're going to take an eye pin. We're going to thread on one of our gemstones, and we are going to just do a simple loop instead of a wrapped loop. So we're going to bend that wire. Send me some snow. Yes, please. Maybe wait till after I get moved, or you can send it to me now before I move so that and then it's melted when I do move, because there's nothing fun about moving in the snow. I'm just saying. Snow and the rain are not fun things to move in, though they are my favorite weather. All right, so now I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm just going to take that wire and roll back towards my hands to get a simple loop. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the leftover blue bead here. You're going to do that with all of your beads, right? And then you're just going to link them together without jump rings, just by opening and closing the little loops. So I'll show you how to do that. So we're trimming off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch of wire, and then roll back to close up your loop. Okay. Now to open and close, you just treat these the same way you would a jump ring. You just want to twist, don't pull it apart, twist it to open it, thread on the link of the next bead you're adding, and then twist to close it back. Then you're going to do the same thing on the next one. You're going to twist to open the loop, thread on the next bead, and twist to close. Okay, now we're going to put a jump ring on the end. This one's already got a jump ring on it, so we're going to put a jump ring on the end on the other side. Okay, we're going to close that back. Actually, before we close that back, we're going to thread this onto a decorative ring, just so we don't open and close this a million times more than we need to. And you know what? Let's do the one that's already done. So the rest of the length of this necklace is going to be some more beautiful suede lace and a decorative ring. Let's just thread this one on. This one's done, so you can see where we're going. Okay. So decorative ring, faux suede lace, folded over, bundled with wire. Okay. On one side, and we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So we've got a lot of texture going on with this necklace. We've got the gemstones, the chain, the metal, And then we have some of the faux suede lace. So let's do that. We're going to take our second piece of the suede lace, and I'm not bringing this decorative ring to the middle. I'm only bringing it about an inch, inch and a half, something like that. I want to measure it up against the other one so that they are as close to being the same length as possible. When I fold it over, let's see. It doesn't have to be exact, but I do want it to be pretty close. Okay. So folding that over, okay, I'm going to take a piece of wire. And again, we're going to do that little bundle thing. You don't have to. You can just tie a knot here. You've got enough of the suede to just tie a knot, but you also have the wire, so you can just bundle around. All right. Just wrap it around a couple times. And then again, if you want to tuck your wires, you can, or you can just trim them off. Okay. For this one, just to kind of move on, I am just going to trim off, or you can treat it like we did in the previous wire wrapping where we tucked it under. If you're going to just trim it off and not tuck it, you definitely want to squeeze your ends nice and tight, because you don't want them sticking out to get on, to get hung on any clothing. So after I do that, if I just cut it instead of tucking it, I just try to flatten it down and squeeze it in as much as I can. Okay. So there's that side. We're going to attach it to the other end of our beaded chain here. Okay. Just like that. And this serves as the second layer of our necklace. These individually are beautiful necklaces all by themselves. So you're kind of getting two necklaces in one. You don't have to attach these together if you don't want to. You can leave them just like they are individually and wear them separate and stack them together when you're feeling like it. Or you can do what I'm about to do, and that is add our accordions. Okay, some more of these fold over accordions. And then we're just going to attach them all with a jump ring in the back. So there's the cord end on one end of the beaded necklace. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. The other end. Okay. Now, just link everything together. Okay, that's the name of the game when it comes to multi-strand designs. There's not really any magic formula to it. So I'm just going to use a jump ring. I'm going to thread my chain section, and then I'm going to thread on my new section here. Okay, the front layer or the shorter layer, close that back. And then I'm just going to repeat that process on the other side. So another jump ring, my chain, my faux suede lace, and then this one's going to get the lobster clasp. And that connects both of the ends together. So it is a true double strand with a singular clasp. And again, I don't normally do full length double stranded necklaces just because it uses extra materials. I like to do a faux double strand. But this is different, and again, it gives you the opportunity to turn this into two necklaces and wear them individually or wear them separately, or wear them individually or wear them together rather. You're going to be seeing a lot of this spring. So I'm just kind of sticking with the trend forecast. But you can see, of course, you can't see the entire thing. It does look much, much different hanging. But you can see your beaded leather section hangs in the front, and then your chain piece is going to hang lower back behind it with that gemstone hanging from it to really kind of tie everything together. Okay, so you'll get to see this finished on the bust here in just a little bit. Bust out the bust. I'm going to, but I got one more design to show you guys for the day. Okay. Saving my favorite for the end. All right, this one's extra special because we get to use Sari ribbon. And I even cut up all the Sari ribbon to share it with you guys in the kits. So we're using some more of Danielle's little baby beads too. See the little baby crystals that are in here? So we're going to put this together real quick, or as quick as we possibly can. Okay. There's our little baby crystals. Everybody gets a good little selection of baby crystals. Okay. You got all the parts that you need to put this together. Okay. Now we're going to take our Sari ribbon and we're going to wrap it around this component here. Okay. So I'm going to just lay it on there, kind of fold it around and hold it with my finger. Okay. And then I'm going to just loop around. Now you can do this a couple of different ways. You can make your Sari ribbon nice and flat if you want as you're wrapping around, or you can twist it and make it kind of chunky. It's totally up to you. I love Sari ribbon, so getting to share this kit with you guys is really exciting to me. I love fabric jewelry, and again, it's a great, it falls in the category of cord, and I love it for the warmer months. And Sari ribbon is cool because you can wrap it around literally anything. You can wrap it around these pre-made components. You can wrap it around bangle bracelets. You can wrap it around pre-made hoops for earrings. So where I originally wrapped is kind of coming undone because I let go, unfortunately. I'm just going to twist it back. And then once you wrap over where you started, it'll be secure. You can kind of let go. You don't have to worry about it nearly as much. Oh, I agree. Cindy says, love this. Lots of ideas. It would be good with shell beads. I totally agree. Totally agree. And this is such a good, like, summertime, springtime color. This kind of blue, and the pieces of the Sari silk, everybody's of course is a little bit different. They're all this blue, but some of them have a little bit of green with them. Some of them have some darker blue with them. It's all really the same kind of color palette, but so pretty. All right, so I'm just wrapping around. Okay, getting to the end of my Sari ribbon here, and I'm going to hold on to that. Just going to hold it with my fingers. Now, I don't use any glue or anything on Sari silk because it tends to destroy the fabric. So I just use wire. So I'm pinching it. I'm going to open up my piece of wire here. You've got a really long piece of wire to wire wrap with. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to take that wire, and I kind of want to start where my Sari ribbon stopped so that I can secure it. Okay, so now I'm just going to wrap all the way around the component, kind of like stripes on a candy cane. Okay, so my wraps going around are not nice and neat. They're not, you know, they're not evenly spaced. They're just wraps. Okay. And the Sari ribbon, guys, it's funky, and it's supposed to be. I mean, that's kind of the cool part about Sari ribbon is, you know, it has its own kind of personality. It has stray strands and strings, and you can trim all those things off if you want to, but I think that's what makes it so beautiful, is those raw edges. All right, so once you've made it all the way around, okay, now you can turn around, go back the other direction. Okay, just to kind of crisscross the wires. I like to go back the other way. And again, I'm making it messy. Like I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking for very organic and beautiful. Okay, so once I've made it all the way around both directions, now I'm going to add some beads to this to make it even more fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to take the tail end of my wire and I'm going to thread on all these little baby beads. Okay, and I actually have less baby beads here in front of me than what you get in your kit. So you've got plenty to play with. But I'm going to go ahead and thread all of them on. Instead of threading a few on at a time, I just find that it kind of saves time to just add them all at once to the wire. And then you can kind of separate them out as you're going around the component. Cindy says her OCD won't allow the strings. That's okay. Everybody's different. You can go back in and you can trim all the little strings off, or you can trim all the strings off before you wrap so that they're not there at all. I get it. I get it. Not everybody is the same. And some people are just, they just can't handle those strings, and that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that either, you know? All right, so now I have all my beads, and I'm just going to bring these, drop them down here to where I can get to them very easily as I'm wrapping. Now, I don't like to wrap mine just in a straight line like that. So what I'll do is I will take some of the beads and like I'll hold them back here in my hand and kind of drop a few on, wrap around. Just want to be careful that you don't lose your beads off the end of your wire as you're doing this wrapping part. Okay. And then the next time around, I'll drop a couple more down and wrap around again. This keeps all of the beads on the front as well, so that you can, you know, you can really utilize every one of the beads that you've got instead of, you know, putting them on the back where you don't necessarily see them, but just dropping a few down, taking my wire, and I see how I'm pushing it through. I'm not like using the tail end of the wire. I'm kind of pushing it through with a little loop. Yeah, you can kink the end if you want to. Just drop a few beads here and there. And I know that they're very, very similar to the color of the Sari ribbon. And under this light, you don't notice them nearly as much, but they really do add just a really beautiful sparkle to this design. It's subtle. And you could definitely change it up if you wanted to. You could use a different color of these little baby beads if you wanted to, you know, to make them more noticeable. But the subtlety of it, I really kind of am a fan of. But see how I'm just randomly placing the beads? Like there's no real rhyme or reason to this. I'm just wrapping around and dropping a few beads on here and there. And, you know, I'm going to get to the end of my wire. You can go around again with just a wire if you want. This design is yours. You can do whatever you want to with it. You know, more wire, more beads, less beads. That's whatever you want to do. Okay. So when you get it to the way that you like it, now we're going to kind of do the same thing that we did with the other wire. So I'm going to trim off, but I'm leaving myself just a little bit so that I can tuck in, because this is definitely a place where you don't want that wire sticking out anywhere. So I'm going to just find the nearest wire to it or wires to it and kind of tuck it in. Oops. It's a tight squeeze in there, but get it. And then again, just pull. Okay. Then trim. Then that way the tail end of that wire is actually underneath another wire. It's not going to come undone and get attached to your clothing. It's also not going to come undone and tear up the rest of your Sari ribbon. Okay, so now that we have this part ready to go, right, now we need to add some jump rings to it so that we can turn this into a true focal here. So I've got a beautiful blue check glass round and I wire wrapped it, okay, just on a head pin. And I'm going to take a jump ring and I'm going to thread it onto jump ring. Now I'm going to take this big twisted jump ring and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to thread that around our entire pendant here. It's big enough for the whole thing. Okay. Before I close that jump ring, I'm going to drop on the jump ring with our drop. So that's going to hang in the middle. And then I'm going to close that up. Okay. Now I'm going to use another little series of 2 jump rings here. I'm going to take a smaller jump ring, thread it on. That's our go-between jump ring. And then I need another jump ring that I can thread my chain through so that everything hangs flat, right? So that one is going to kind of serve as the bell. So now I can just thread on or thread it onto my chain. And then all you want to do to the end of this is just add your hardware and call it a day. This is beautiful. You can wear it all by itself. You can stack it with other things. If I could get it onto the chain, we might actually be able to see what it looks like as a necklace. Add it to chain, wear it alone, or if you want to forego the chain and build an entire beaded, oh my goodness, necklace around this, you absolutely can, right? You can give it its own jewelry design around it. Totally up to you. But in your kit, you've got everything you need to turn it into a really pretty design. Very organic and different, right? But so fun. Like, it's just very boho chic. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to go back through all of our designs super quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day, and I won't sit in your lap anymore. Sabrina, you can have your lap back. Okay, so let's hold up these earrings first. Now, if that's too big of an earring, as always, you can adjust, right? You can cut off your leather, make it a little bit shorter if you want. Okay, but those are the awesome leather earrings with the check glass flowers. So, so pretty. Okay, we have our gemstone bracelets with the faux suede lace in the Dalmatian jasper and in the Norwegian labradorite. Okay, so there are those. They also match the earrings pretty well. All right. Put this double strand on the bust here for everybody. Now I'm going to hold it a little. I'm going to hold it a little short. It is long, so you will want to adjust this to your own length. But there's our double strand necklace with those beautiful gemstones, and then the chain and the pendant behind it. Just a really cool double strand design. I for one like a faux double strand because it saves in materials, but when I'm just using dainty chain behind there, I mean, it's all right. You know, it's not like I'm like clearing out my entire inventory to give you guys a cool kit. It's a cool one because you can make it into 2 necklaces, or you can wear it together just like that. Going to see tons of that this spring. All right, let's see. we've got our beautiful red. Our red and our black leather. Now that's a combination I can't be mad at. Now I'm going to keep this short on the bust because we really just want to focus on the awesomeness of the hanging part of this. But you can double it up to wear it if you want to, or you can make it long. Like I'm just showing you because I just want to focus on that focal. If I could hold it straight, that would be wonderful. Isn't that pretty? Cooper agrees. And then last but not least was the one that we just put together. And that is our Sari ribbon pendant. And it's so fun and so pretty. It's so unique, right? And everybody, even though everybody gets the same materials, every single one of these is going to come out looking different, and they're going to have their own personality. And I love that. Love that. Love that. So there you go, guys. Also, don't forget, everybody, that the Hardwired group right now is open for enrollment. You have to answer those questions. If you don't answer those questions, you can't get in. I mean, that's just the way it is. So even if you think you've answered them, go double check. Because we don't withhold membership from anybody, but you gotta answer the questions, okay? And don't forget the restock of this bracelet. This one's a little short, but you get plenty so you can make it fit you. I know this one looks like a baby, but this one is just a restock from last week in this beautiful teal color. Go check that out. All right. Okay, my dears. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful Feel Good Friday show. I hope that I have inspired you. Please don't forget to go check out the Etsy shop. Grab the kits. They're all there for you. The shipping prices come down. That should make a lot of you very, very happy, and hopefully encourage you to, to order if you've been holding out because the shipping was high. I get it. Now's your opportunity to take advantage of the lower shipping price. Don't forget to use your maker mixes to put together a great piece and post a picture of it so we can enter you in a chance to win. We'll have a new winner announced next week for this previous go round. I keep forgetting, and I need to take care of that. And let's see, anything else I need to tell you guys? I don't think so. Hardwired group will be meeting today at 4:30 p.m. for our weekly wrap up and our bonus weekly project. And I think that's it. If you guys have any questions about the Hardwired group, definitely ask Kathy, ask me, ask Nicole, ask Colleen. We can answer all your questions. Guys, we do one project a week. It usually ends up being an average of 4 projects a month. Now, keep in mind, not all months have the same amount of weeks. So sometimes that fluctuates a little bit, but it averages out to 4 projects a month. That way, you know that you're going to get 4 projects a month at the very least. Those happen on Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. We do a weekly wrap up on Fridays, and sometimes we have a bonus project on those Fridays. And we have special guests, and we're planning new things. We're going to bring back the Maker Mysteries. That's coming back as soon as I get moved. I'm going to start that up again. That'll be exclusive to the Hardwired group. We've got some games planned. We have our Chopped Challenge coming up. So the Hardwired group is kind of morphing now. We did it for a year where it was just the projects. Now we're kind of adding more things to it and trying to turn it into something even more wonderful and fun. So come on in if you're interested. It's a great place to be. We have a whole lot of fun and you get a whole lot of extras. So I think that's it. You guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Have an amazing weekend, and I will be back with you guys next week, 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Is that right? Yeah, Tuesday. Everything's a blur for me right now because everything's so crazy. 1 p.m. next week for another fun project, and I will see you guys again soon. Love you guys. Bye.